We're ready.
Hello! I just said the exact same thing on my personal Facebook page. We are 2 minutes late, which is on time. Let's be real. Okay, welcome everybody live on the Rythmia Facebook page. Hello.
Families. I'm just hopping on.
Okay, so if you're over on my personal Facebook page, I'll kill that volume. I said happy pulled pork Sunday in the subject line with the banana peel, because that's what we're doing today. We're making pulled pork out of banana peels. What? And carrots. We're gonna be doing it. What did we call this? Plant-based pulled pork. Okay, yeah. So I've got two options. Look at people hopping on. Margaret saying hello. Levi saying, and Levi, baby daddy says, hey babe, Kobe is napping hard. Jeff saying hi Meg. All right, keep hopping on here, guys. So happy to have you. I was gonna go and talk a bit about postpartum life at the beginning of this Facebook Live, because I've been feeling a little bit blue lately, but I have to tell you, I went into the kitchen this afternoon when I got here and did some food prep, and that is food for my soul. Spending a little bit of time in silent meditation, chopping and preparing ingredients, so I feel good. So I might share a little bit about postpartum baby blues and all of that stuff over my personal Instagram and Facebook later on this week, because I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about. Because as much as I love my life and everything in it is absolutely perfect as it is, the hormonal fluctuations and what can happen to new moms as far as 3-6 months out is very real. And I've been having some really high times since becoming a mom and some really low times. And I'm not gonna lie, I spent a good part of this morning in and out of tears. But I feel great now. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, keeping it real on the dial. If you remember last Sunday, if you were here, I shared that I was feeling a little bit blue. And that's been off and on all week. So it's a real thing. It's not just a one-off that I'm feeling a little bit wee-oo. But thankfully, I feel great now, so we can do this Facebook Live, and I'm not going to be a big fat downer the whole time. So thank you for hopping on. Let's see who's going on here. Margaret Schaffner saying, can you bring some home? Margaret is a friend of ours from Tamarindo. Tracy saying hello. Burkhouse McCollum says, sounds delish, my kind of food. Okay, perfect, you guys. Let me know where you're watching from. I would love to know what part of the world, what part of the globe you're tuning in from. I'm sporting my animal prints today. No animals will be harmed in the making of this pulled pork, however. But I felt good to be wearing another shirt today that is not breastfeeding friendly, because I'm here at work without the baby. Normally Kobe Grace is with me here, and today she is not. So I did not have to wear a shirt that was breastfeeding friendly. So I'm back into my old wardrobe, which I haven't worn since, when did I get fat with the pregnancy? When was that? Like April, March, April last year, I stopped being able to wear a lot of my clothes. So it's like I have a whole new wardrobe. We have got Tracy watching from Mississippi. Jeff Harding is in the house from Phoenix, but he's from Salem. All right, should we get into it? What do you say? It's 2:05. We're gonna do 4 different recipes here. I'm going to talk about, not all from scratch, because I want to keep this short in the essence of time. I know that I have got a lot of feedback from people that they prefer 20 minutes or less if possible. So we're going to try to stick to that. We've got Florencia watching from Santiago, Chile, which is pretty great. Tammy says, you've got me addicted to pineapple. Bromelain dream. I like pineapple. Is my jam. When I was pregnant, Kenneth, you can concur, I ate a massive bowl of pineapple every single morning. These days, dried pineapple is my jam. I actually just chopped up a fresh pineapple at about 4:30 this morning and put it in me dehydrator at home, because Kobe, my daughter, was up at 3:25 a.m. this morning, starving, and then she just wanted to play. So I've been up since 3:25 this morning, living in a bit of a dream state. Surprised I'm stringing words together for all y'all, to be quite honest. But pineapple, yeah, dehydrated pineapples, like nature's candy. Christy saying hello. Margaret says, hey, my middle name is Grace. Oh, that's super cool. What is Kenneth saying? Next to you, he's watching. Kenneth is watching from behind the camera. Yeah, so Grace, by the way, is this gonna be backwards or the right way?
Yep.
This is the word, not the name. I got tattooed shortly. I was actually the day after I saw my father alive and coherent for the last time, and I did not act with any grace whatsoever. He was sick with frontotemporal dementia and Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. Very rapid, 15 months from diagnosis to when we lost him back in 2011, and I was still fully a functioning alcoholic and living a really destructive life at the time. I was on my way out and into this more, you know, love-filled, light-filled world, but I was still in the depths. And when I saw him that day, it was so terrifying for me because he had progressed so much with his illnesses that I ended up just getting really drunk on champagne. It was a brunch party. It was Easter brunch. I got really drunk on champagne and then got the fuck out of there because I couldn't stand seeing my dad so sick. And my family was really upset with me for it. And then it was that day that I was like, okay, I need to behave with more grace in all circumstance. And that's why I got that word. So grace is always following me. It's always got my back. It's always there. Anyways, Kobe Grace just sounded like a beautiful name for a little girl. I said we were getting to the recipes, so let's do it. Okay, so we're doing pulled pork 2 ways. And what is the most important ingredient in a pulled pork sandwich? Barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce. You can buy your favorite one. There's tons out there on the market. If you really want to be vegan, just check your labels because there's a lot of, sometimes they use different animal products in them, but just, you know, check your labels. But we're going to make one today. I'm going to show you how easy it is. So I'm going to get the little kitchen thing warm here. What is it? Are these both water, Kenneth?
Water and coconut.
Ooh, water and coconut water in front of me. Welcome to Rythmia. So refreshing. Okay, so easy. So we're gonna throw a bunch of ingredients in the blender and then we're gonna put it on the stove and get it cooking down. So let's get started. First ingredient, tomatoes. Delicious, canned, not even a puree. These are plum tomatoes. I'm gonna put in about 1.5 cups worth here. Let me grab a spoon, will you? Pass me one of those. You could start with the base of ketchup. A lot of recipes out there do start using, F it, we're putting it all in because we got it. A lot of recipes out there say just start with your favorite ketchup. You could do that too, but we're gonna use tomatoes, keep it really whole food based. We know exactly what's going on in it. This is a raw organic brown sugar. You could use maple syrup or you could use any sugar substitute that you want, but I like to use the real deal. We've got apple cider vinegar. Yep. Going in. Lime juice. So what is barbecue sauce? It's got to be a mixture of sweet and sour and smoky and tangy, right? So these are our ingredients. The sugar's giving the sweet, obviously. The apple cider vinegar and the lime is giving us our tang. Garlic, must have. I'm throwing in 3 whole cloves. And then this is what's going to give us all our various depth of flavor and smoke. So I've got cumin here, paprika, sea salt, and this is onion powder. So that's going to give us some great depth of flavor. That's all there is to it, kids. We're gonna blend this up on the high-powered blender here. You could use a regular old blender. Get that. Just enough, just mixing it up, blending down the garlic. That's it. If I had some molasses, I would throw the molasses in, but I can't get it down here, so I'm not. But molasses would be great. Just gonna throw that in. You can smell it. Doesn't it smell like barbecue sauce already? I should have actually done this ahead of time, so I had this all cooked down for you guys. Because ideally you want to cook this down and really thicken it up and let the sugars really caramelize. That's not gonna happen today. We don't have time, but you get the gist. So, what else do we need for pulled pork? We need the pork, and we're not using pork today. Jackfruit became a huge thing in the last couple years. Everyone was using jackfruit to make tacos. I just don't want to deal with them. To be honest, they're a big, ugly, annoying fruit to get all the flesh out of. So I'm just not dealing with it today. So I've come up with 2 alternatives that I've seen done and I've tried, and I think it is really easy and accessible for everyone, because who can't get carrots and who can't get bananas, right? So that's what we're doing. I'm just giving this a quick rinse because we're going to use it for another recipe. Let's see. Where are my towels here? Has anyone got anything to say here? Kelly Law says, hey loves. Hey Kelly, so good to see you. Stephen is saying hello. All right, so our barbecue sauce is not cooking down at all because it's not even hot, but you got the gist. Bananas. 2 bananas. This is going to be our first set of pulled pork, but we're not using the bananas. We're actually going to use the banana peels. I didn't bring a knife, and that is fine. Normally, and as I was preparing this before, I prepared banana in advance, and out of just pure habit, I peeled the banana and I threw the peels into the compost bin. But that's what I need to keep here today is the peel, not the actual banana. So I'm gonna be very mindful. I'm gonna set the banana aside. And then I'm gonna take the back of my spoon because we're using the peel here. And you wanna make sure your banana is not too ripe. You don't want like a spotty banana, because if you've ever had a super ripe banana, you know the peels just fall apart. And we need them to be pretty al dente, if you will. So this is really ideal. We are gonna cook them. So this is actually, what I'm doing here now is taking the back of my spoon and I'm just getting some of this excess fleshy bit out because I don't want the taste of banana. And the actual peels, first of all, they don't taste like banana. And second of all, they're not bitter as much as you would think. Like if you've ever actually accidentally eaten the peel of a mango, it's disgusting, right? Super bitter. Banana peels do not have that same bitterness. And they're just gonna take on the flavor of whatever we do to them, so that's why this is super fun. So I'm just getting rid of any of the soft flesh, just using my spoon. I just want the peel itself. I was just gonna say something else and I can't remember. Where was my thought process going, Kenneth? Do you know? I don't know. Like I said, I've been up since 3:30 this morning. So how are we gonna make this into a pulled pork texture, you ask? We're gonna use a fork. First of all, I'm gonna just get rid of the end bits. I'm using this as a knife because I didn't bring a knife. Isn't that ridiculous? I just finished filming a series of cooking videos and I talk about must-have kitchen tools. And the very first tool on my list is the knife. And that I didn't bring a chef's knife.
Sometimes the people don't have knife. You want to show how, if you don't have knife.
Improvisation.
Yes.
This is how you do it when you don't have a knife
One
in your
way
kitchen.
to use the fork.
There we go. Okay, so this is how we got our peels here, right? We got this all set up, and then we're just gonna use our fork, and we're just gonna shred, like so. We literally just need to shred this into like little banana peel noodles. Look at that. And just pull it apart. Looks a bit like pulled pork, but it's made of banana peel. Ridiculous, right? Is this happening? Are we really doing this? We sure are. I guess that they do this in like Brazil and Venezuela. This is not that uncommon. I should actually ask Maru. Maru, you can shed some light on my information. I'm making pulled pork using banana peels. In Venezuela, they use banana peels in food, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm not telling lies. Perfect, thank you. Straight from the source, you guys. So I know a lot of people are like, can you even eat banana peels? Is it safe? Yes, it is. They do it all the time in Venezuela, so we're doing it today. And I mean, I eat a gazillion bananas a day, probably at least 3 in every morning smoothie. And I love bananas with peanut butter just as a snack. Now I have a use for the peels, so isn't this exciting? So just going through making nice pulled pork-esque noodles. I'm just going over here a few times. See, we're not looking for perfect noodles, right? We're just looking for stringy bits. So you can be a little bit rough with it. I'm gonna take this little bit out, black. Look at that. Like looks kind of like jackfruit, doesn't it? So there we go. It's starting to brown a bit, and that's fine because we're gonna actually throw it on the pan and let it saute a little bit. But first we're gonna make one other ingredient. So we want that barbecue sauce to have a chance to at least cook a little bit. I could do 2 bananas. Look at that. So it's starting to cook, so we're gonna be cooking out some of that raw flavor of the garlic and the spices and stuff like that. Like I said, you want to do this for a chunk of time so it really thickens up. If you added in some molasses, you could add in some balsamic or liquid smoke, whatever you want to do, guys. But the idea is you just want the flavor of barbecue. You want it to be thick enough that it's going to coat your pulled pork ingredients. This is not going to do that, but you got the gist. We're going to do one other recipe real quick because what else do you need on a pulled pork sandwich? Coleslaw. So we're going to be doing that, but we're going to do a vegan mayonnaise, and you've seen a version of this a million times on my Facebook Live. We're doing a quick cashew mayo. So I've got some cashews here that we're soaking, throwing them into the blender. Da, da, da. Rogue cashew. Dun, dun, dun. Looks yummy, says Michelle. Margaret says, fantastic. Ma says, great idea. Debbie's sending love. Andrew just hopped on. Dear friend Andrew from Australia. So he's watching and it's Monday morning there. Okay, so we got the cashews. Here I've got onion powder, garlic powder, and sea salt. And this is just to you know what? Mayonnaise doesn't typically have those ingredients in it, but we just don't want this to taste like nothing but cashew. So again, a little bit of apple cider vinegar. This is where it differs from other cashew cream sauces that I typically make. And then we're gonna add in some more lime juice because we want the tang, a mayonnaise with a bit of tang. Whenever I do a cashew, like, regular coleslaw, if I'm using a jarred mayonnaise, I always squeeze in some lime because I like that little extra acid with it. Okay, and a little bit of water. Just enough to blend onto the blender. I'm gonna get loud again. Looks like mayonnaise. So good. So there's our mayonnaise for our coleslaw. Dunsky. So I'm going to, I shouldn't actually have this lid on, because that is not going to, all that's doing is keeping it nice and thin because the condensation is just dripping back in. You actually want to let this simmer with the lid off so it has a chance to cook down a little bit. I'm going to take this off though because I need the hot plate. So I'm just going to set that over here for now. I'm going to add my, here's your Spanish lesson of the day, your sartén.
Sartén.
Sartén, which is the Spanish word for frying pan. I'm going to get that heating up a little bit while I get to the next version of the pulled pork. So like I said, if you're just tuning in, we have banana peel that I've gone and pulled. I'm just gonna pull this. This piece is pretty big, so I'm just gonna cut that down a bit. So we've got our banana peel, pork pulled. And I'm gonna talk real quick about the carrot. So what I did is I took a couple of medium to large size carrots and I grated them using this grate attachment. So most food processors come with it. It is just a round blade that has these, it's like the same blade that comes on your box grater. And that just goes in there. Super handy dandy, and you just stick your carrots into the top of the chute, and then this machine will grate your carrots for you. It just saves a lot of time. So this is the consistency when they were raw. But what I've gone ahead and done is I just threw them onto a baking sheet on parchment paper with a quarter of a red onion, tiny bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. And so this is our pulled carrot ready to go. It's fresh from the oven. So it's just wilted down, resembles the texture of pulled pork a little bit more now. You could do this raw if you wanted to, but I wanted to make this as close as possible. I mean, it's nothing like pork, let's be honest, but if we're gonna try to make something remotely the same, then that's why we did it. It ain't pork, kids. Let's be real. So I forgot my mixing bowls in the kitchen, evidently. So that's unfortunate. But I can use this. We're all about, what's the word? Freestyling. Making substitutions. I'm just gonna use my tomato container as a mixing container. First, I'm gonna get this cooking. So in here, I've got the pan, it's heating up. You can see that the water is kicking back. So this is olive oil and an onion. And again, we've got cumin, paprika, and garlic powder. So we've already cooked the carrots, the carrot version. This is a flavor base for the banana peel. So I just want to get those spices cooking up a little bit in the oil before we add the banana peels in. So carrots have a nice flavor in and of themselves. They have that nice sweetness. Banana peels not so much. They don't have much of any. They don't taste great. is what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna try to make them taste a little bit greener via some spices and some onions before we add the barbecue sauce is the point I'm making. So I'm throwing my banana peels in. And then we're just gonna cook this until they soften up a little bit so that they can start to resemble the texture of a pulled pork. Doesn't that smell good, Kenneth?
Mm-hmm.
So easy. I mean, onions cooking in oil with a bit of like Mexican style spicing or southern spice. A little Cajun seasoning would be really good in here. Just gonna let those cook down a little bit. All right, what am I doing, Kenneth? Making coleslaw. I'm gonna grab a towel here. Erica says, Megan, is this recipe in one of your books? It is not. But what I was thinking is, because I do these Facebook Lives, I've been doing them for over 2 years now, and I do fun recipes. Like, these are not recipes that we serve here at Rythmia, but I do a lot of these fun things, like we did the vegan banh mi sandwiches that you really liked, Kenneth. Remember that? What else? What other recipes have I done on here that you really liked?
For me, or everything.
What's that?
All recipe was fantastic for me.
So this is my fun time on Sunday afternoons. I get to do stuff that is fun for me. So I feel like I might make a separate cookbook of just all of, these fun, mostly veganized versions of our favorites. Because that seems to be what I've been doing on Sundays here. And this recipe would definitely be in that cookbook. So those are cooking up, looking and smelling really, really good. I'm going to mix my coleslaw ingredients here. So what do I have? I have just some carrot and red cabbage. This is the coleslaw for our sandwich. Now, I don't need too much carrot since, the pork is made of carrot. Whoops, a little bit of cilantro that I'm just gonna shred with my hands because, again, I didn't, oh, you know what? I'll just use a butter knife. Can you pass me a butter knife, Kenneth? Ridiculous. I could just say, hey, someone in the restaurant, can you get me a knife? But, who cares? We got it. So cilantro, carrot, red cabbage. Then we're going to toss in a little bit of our cashew mayonnaise made up. Hi.
I just wanted to say thank you. Everything was delicious.
Oh, you're so welcome. Your hair is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you
I was
so
admiring it earlier in the
Thank you,
restaurant.
thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
You too. So just mixing the mayonnaise here onto the slaw. The schla. So yummy. So I love the creamy cashew mayonnaise with the, the sweet and spicy smoky flavor of the barbecue sauce that's going to be on the pulled pork. Pretty traditional. There we go. That aside. We got that ready to go. Perfect. This is looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add in a bit of the barbecue sauce and let it thicken up in the pan here. And the sugar is going to caramelize up real quick. So yummy. Smell that? So tangy, hey? Woo! The vinegar's kind of burning my eyes. Looks like pulled pork, am I right? We can let that keep cooking down a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing with the carrots. Once this is, happy. I'm going to transfer. This is good enough for me, so I'm going to transfer. This is kind of like a vegan sloppy Joe. You will want to do more peel than this. This isn't going to fill. This is more like enough for a slider, but good enough for TV. I would say 2 full banana peels for one serving, and I only did 1. So let this start to come to a cook. Look at that. Looks like pulled pork, but it ain't pulled pork. I just tried to make up a rhyme, and my brain did not work fast enough. Steven says, yummy. Florencia is laughing at something I'm sure that I said that was silly or nonsensical. All right, so this is looking, look at that, bubbling up real good. So I'm going to add in a little bit of my carrot and onion mixture. Just really let this, look at that caramelization. Stir that up. So good. All right, and now this is cooking through. Just reheating the carrots because they've been out of the oven for a bit. So I'm gonna let that reheat, and I want the sauce to thicken up a little bit more. I'm gonna plate up a couple. Could you pass me 2 plates, please? And I'm gonna do these open face today. So I've got here some seedy bread. I was gonna go buy some buns, but I was like, we have an amazing artisanal baker here. Josephine, has she had a baby yet?
Almost, not yet.
So our baker, I
Few
don't make
days.
the bread here. Our baker is also very, very pregnant. Yeah, she must be due very soon, yeah?
Days.
She's still been baking our bread for us. So super big shout out and thank you to her. So I'm just adding a bit of extra mayonnaise on the bottom because why not? It's a good protein source, creamy deliciousness. Then I'm going to add the banana peel on here. So I'm just going to put this right on top. So good. Oh, I got a spoon here. A little bit of the slaw. What? And then a little bit of cilantro. Boom. Boom, shaka laka. Kenneth, your lunch is served. But I am going to have to take a picture of it first. Doesn't that look like a nice pulled pork meal? Okay, so that's one version. And then, just for safety's sake, we'll go ahead and we'll do the carrot one. Cashew mayonnaise on the bottom. So yummy. And our carrots. What? Yummo. So good. Then, these are my favorite tools. What? You know, if you're gonna do pulled pork, go big or go home. Or pulled, not pork. Boom. Boom, shakalaka. What do you think, Kenneth?
Delicious.
A good, fresh grind of black pepper on top of that. Side of sweet potato fries, and you are home free, my friends. Yummo. All right, so that is all we have for you guys today. Try it, it's delicious. I'm having this for dinner tonight. Tracy says, I'm so hungry. Kelly says, yum, it looks so good. It is good. Believe you me. Try it at home. I'm trying to look up here what I'm doing next year. Facebook Live. November 17th, mac and cheese part 3. So if you tuned in the last month, I've done mac and cheese 2 different ways. I did a caprese style one. I did a butternut squash, but it was actually pumpkin-based cheese sauce, and we're going to be doing a mozzarella cheese pasta, vegan style. So that's going to be next Sunday. And then we'll be doing one on some Thanksgiving recipes the week after that, because American Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please pass this along, share it to anyone you think would benefit. I'm going to share it. There's a great local Facebook page here in the Tamarindo area here in Costa Rica, a bunch of women that are interested in learning more about vegan recipes. So I'm going to share that there. And we look forward to seeing you guys at Rythmia sometime soon. We are booking up though, so if you haven't already booked your stay, you best do it. We are sold out right now, pretty much almost all the way sold out until January 2020, and it's only going to get busier. So thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to watch Dr. Jeff tomorrow evening. And I think that the time change has happened, so this is 1 hour earlier for a lot of you than it is for me. It stays the same. Costa Rica, we don't do daylight savings. See you soon. Happy Sunday. Have a beautiful end to your weekend, and we will see you next week. Ciao.